Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel and thank you so much for watching today. Thank you for watching this video today. If you are new guys, please do not go without subscribing. Subscribe now before you forget guys. Thank you so much for understanding. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how you can get the residence permit in Portugal and the required documents you need. Okay, now also understand that for you to study in Portugal as an international student, you first of all need a visa, and the visa type you are to get is a D-type 7 visa. Okay, so when you get the D-type 7 visa, you have to move to Portugal and you apply for a residence permit after the 12 months that has been given to you expired. Okay, because normally when you are applying for the visa, there are some other visa types that you can get, but the D-type 7 visa is the easiest that can permit you to get a residence permit in Portugal. All right, so the D-type visa is also very easy, and when you get the D-type visa, which is the studies visa, it will also permit you to get free health care, free medical insurance, okay, and a lot of other opportunities. There are other visa types like the visa gold or the gold visa, but I think D-type 7 visa is the best and is the best for students. Okay, now for you to get a residence permit in Portugal, there are various things you need to understand, and first of all, you need to know that the residence permit you can apply for after the 12 months expired. Okay, the 12 months that have been given to you expired, you can now apply for another residence permit, which is going to take you 2 months. All right, it depends on what you have as funds, and I will explain that more here. And after the 2 months elapses, you can now apply for a permanent residency or citizenship if you have lived in Portugal for 5 years plus. Okay, after the 2 years that has been given to you expires, if you live in Portugal for 5 years and more, 5 years and 1 day more, you can apply for a permanent residency or a citizenship. But before you apply, let me say here that there are a lot of students who come to my inbox and they are like, Milton, where can I move with family? For those of you who don't know, you can move to Portugal with your family. Okay, one of you just need to apply for a university, then after that you apply for the visa. But remember, the requirements are different. It's the same thing like Norway, UK, Canada and Sweden. All right, so that is what you should know. Now let me first of all go to what you need to know. First, for you to apply for the residence permit in Portugal, all right, you need to have money with you. All right, you need to prove that you have the first individual applying, being it your husband or wife, needs to have 100% of the minimum wage in Portugal, which is 635 euros a month, and you need to have it for 1 year. And if you multiply 635 euros a month, it's going to give you 7,620 euros a year, if I'm not mistaken. All right, then the second adult who is applying behind you, who applied first, all right, needs to have at least 70% of the minimum wage, or let's say 50 to 70%. In that case, if we are taking 50%, it should be 318 euros a month. Now, if you are the woman who applied for the first step with 100% for minimum wage, all right, your husband now can then fill in the same form. Let's say you are applying with people, all right. This is now for those of you who want to move to Portugal with family. The second person needs to deposit 318 euros a month, all right. That is the second adult. That is only for adults, all right. So you and your wife, you can apply with your children now, all right. Now the second person is showing 318, that is half the minimum wage in Portugal, for at least 1 year, which is 3,816 euros a year. Now, all right, that is for the second adult. Now the child is going to show 30% of minimum wage, which is around 119 euros a month, all right. And if you sum that up to times 12, is going to give you 2,292 euros a year. Now that is the money you need to apply for a residence permit in Portugal for 2 years. All right, remember the first 12 months that was given to you had expired. Now you want to do it for 2 years. They will give you for 2 years if you follow this amount of money. All right, that is what you are doing. Now you can as well apply again After the 2 years finish, you can now apply again. But if you decide to apply for, let's say, permanent residency, all right, or a citizenship, it can only be after 5 years and 1 day or 5 years more, all right. And the citizenship, you have to live in Portugal for straight, after the 5 years, you need to live in Portugal for straight 6 to 8 months without leaving the country before you can apply for the permanent residency or the citizenship. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. First, before I even continue, please, I do not own anything with the immigration. I do not do visas for people, all right? I always tell you guys that I have nothing to do with visas, all right? I am a consultant, all right? I can help you get an admissions abroad and my services will be paid for that. But when it comes to visa, go to the embassies. I don't have anything to do with visas, all right? I don't have anything to do with immigration. I hope you understand me. Thank you so much for that. Now, like I said, for you to apply, these are the things you need to do. And again, you need to own a bank account in Portugal, all right? You need to own a bank account in Portugal. You need to show sufficient accommodation. You must have paid for good terms accommodation. Let me say paid for accommodation for a longer duration within a particular year, okay? Then again, there are things you need to understand. There are documents now you need to apply for the residency. But first, like I said, you are applying for the residency in Portugal, all right? Now, what do you do in your home country before you move to Portugal? I already did a video about that. If you haven't watched, this one can still be of help to you. For you to move to Portugal using a visa, I would recommend you use the D-Type 7 visa, all right, the student visa to Portugal. Now, for you to move to Portugal using the D-Type 7 visa, first you need to go to the consular or the embassy, fill the application form and submit your documents, all right? The application form, you will get it from the consular. There is a subscriber who came and was asking where the Portuguese embassy is in Cameroon. I think they have a consular in Douala. Check the location and go there, all right? The consular will give you more insight of what you do, and all these things I'm saying here, the consular can talk about that, can provide all those services for you, as I know, all right? So when you fill the application form, you submit the documents, they will tell you to wait for like maybe 14 plus more weeks or maybe to 3 months to process the work you have given, all right? And probably or to process your visa. And sometimes it takes longer depending on workload of the embassy. Now, there are documents you need. Aside of the application form, you need your birth certificate. Like I said in one video about Portugal I said you must legalize or apostille your documents, all right, before you submit them to the Portuguese embassy. Same thing applies for Spain, all right? In certain cases, you will need a translator to translate your documents. So now, the same thing applies for Austria. There are a lot of students who are coming to me. They have been asked to legalize their birth certificate. So this is what you need to know. For Portugal, if you want to apply for the visa, first before you move, all right, the D-Type 7 visa, you need to legalize your birth certificate. Let me say apostilled it, all right? Now, again, get a bank statement of at least 12 good months, all right? 12 months is okay, very, very okay as of me, from what I know, right? You can get a bank statement for 3 months. You can get it for maybe 6 months, but I prefer you get a bank statement that is at least 1 year, all right? A savings account is okay if and only if you are putting money inside. Do not use a dormant account. A savings account is okay, a current account is okay. In Cameroon, I'm talking now with respect to Cameroonians. Nigerians, you can use, I know you have something like the domiciliary account or whatsoever. You can use a saving account, any account, but it should be receiving money and taking out money. All right, savings cannot take out. Make sure it is putting. You are putting money in the account. So that is what you should know. Then get a bank statement for 12 months to be on the safe side, okay? If you are using a company's account, get documents to show that the company is legally registered, okay? Get the bank statement and apostille the document, all right? Get stamps on it. Then get a police clearance or a police report to show you are not a criminal or have never been involved in crimes. Get the document and apostille it as well, all right? You know where to go. In most cases, check if you are going to a particular notary authorized by the embassy. Verify that. It's very important. Your passport, your international traveling documents, which is the international passport. You also need to get 2 passport size photographs. 2, 4 or 6, it depends, all right, the embassy, but always put 2 more in your files because they are going to use those passport size photographs for your documents, all right. Now, when you have done all of this, you submit your documents. Like I said before, it usually takes 2 weeks plus, all right. You are going to be notified if you have been accepted, all right. A message will come to you. Then after that, let me say when you submit the documents, make sure you pay your flight, or probably you can wait, and when you get a positive result, you pay your flight and you move. But remember, before you reach Portugal, all right, I already talked about how you are going to get the residence permit. Make sure that before you arrive Portugal, you should have a NIF number. There is a number you are going to use to submit for your residency. I hope you understand. They will give you first for 12 months. Later on, when it expires, you take for 2 years. If it expires again, you will decide to go for another 2 years, or probably the direct permanent residency or the citizenship. I hope you get it. So get the NIF number, and you cannot apply for the permanent residency in Portugal without a bank account. You can use Activa Bank, Millennium Bank, or something, all right, but open a bank account. And for you to open the bank account, you must be legal. Remember that your documents must be apostilled. Very, very important. Check the other video I did about requirements to study in Portugal and moving from Nigeria to Portugal. I have videos on this particular channel about that, all right. So that is what you should understand. Pay attention to the money you are applying for studies in Portugal, or the money you need to show proof of that you have the money in your own bank account. I mean the finance, the money you have. You must show proof that you have the money before you would be allowed to apply for the permanent residency or the citizenship. Again, in some other cases, it differs. Let me say the procedures differs in certain countries or in most countries. For example, for you to get permanent residency in Luxembourg, you must first of all learn the language, the Luxembourgish, all right, and you must pass the language before, and so many other considerations, so money in your bank account before you can be allowed to apply for permanent residency. In Sweden is different, in Norway is different, in Canada is different, so the case is different also for Portugal. I hope you understand. All right, so this is the information I thought it is going to help you, so that before you plan yourself to move abroad, always make sure that you know some of these things, or you should know what is happening. For those of you who come to me and you are like, I should advise you on where to go, I cannot advise you on where to go, please. It depends on your future ambitions, on your budget. All right, budget matters a lot when you want to move abroad. Again, your ambitions or what you want to do with your life or pursue in your life matters a lot. Do your own research before you take what I'm giving to you. All what I'm saying might not be correct, all right? I am just human like you. So I challenge you to do your research as well before you do anything like this, all right? I hope the video was helpful. If it was, please give it a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe, all right? I hope you stay well, and until we meet again in another one.